kick off this week with the first round of the FIA African Rally Championship, the Namibia International Toyota Tara Rally.
The picturesque historical town of Swakopmund, Namibia's premier holiday resort on the South Atlantic coastline, is climatically more temperate than the desert interior of one of the most arid regions in Africa. Founded in 1892 by Captain Kurt von Francois as the main harbour of the then German Southwest Africa, the town boasts interesting architecture, beautifully restored buildings and palm-lined streets. Swakopmund played host to the first round of the FIA African Rally Championship, and crews from Namibia, South Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Kenya, the UK and New Zealand made their annual pilgrimage to Namibia. Among them, multiple South African champions Cyril van der Merwe and Hannes Squabler. The mood was relaxed before the start of the two-day Namibia International Toyota Tara Rally, which consisted of 23 special stages over a distance of 277 kilometers.
It's growing very fast. It's getting better and better every year. And now with television being involved, we hope we'll get manufacturers from South Africa. And I had some good news today that Volkswagen South Africa is considering homologation on the Polo Player, which will definitely improve the fields because, you know, the low-cost Group N cars and like the Toyota Corolla RSI are definitely the market for rally drivers in Africa. And those cars are marketed throughout Africa, so all the dealers in Africa really want them to rally as well. This year, we have 7 events in the African Championship with 2 candidates. 7 rallies that count are Namibia, South Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya. And the 2 candidates are Tanzania and Ivory Coast.
The choir from the local primary school entertained dignitaries, crews, the media, and a good spectator turnout to their version of the Namibian national anthem. Swakopmund Mayor Daniel Kamo extended his welcome.
The previous 2 Tara rallies was held in Chumel in order to keep the rally close to the northern African countries. The events were very successful, but it was decided to relocate the rally to Swakopmund in 2001 to provide more coverage for the sponsors and, of course, to introduce our beautiful coastal holiday resort to the world.
Day 1 of the event was centered around the Swakopmund and Henties Bay area and comprised 16 special stages, with 4 of the special stages to be run at night.
Championship is long. We still got a chance. I mean, we don't know. I mean, there's Scousberger there. He's not slow. He's experienced now. He knows Africa. And then we got John Lloyd from UK. He's doing the whole series. And plus, of course, we got Hannes Kruger and the Abe Smith and all that, you know. So it's going to be a very tough championship. We'll see how this rally goes, because the car has just come back and we haven't had the time to test it. And we haven't driven it. So let's see. I think the first few stages will probably find me very, very slow, getting used to the car, and then probably we'll try to see how we settle down.
The multiple African rally champion was first away, followed by John Lloyd from the UK.
I'm going to do at least 2 or 3, possibly 4 rounds of the African Championship. I'm committed to doing South Africa next month, probably going to do Zimbabwe, and I will definitely do Kenya in October. My main thrust this year is the Asia Pacific Championship, where I've got financial support and I'm using an Evo 6, a Group A Evo 6, and I'm doing all those rounds. Interestingly, the Asia Pacific starts immediately after South Africa, so I'm flying directly from Johannesburg down to Canberra to do the first round of the Asia Pacific. My plans for next year are to do this series from start to finish to try and win it if I possibly can.
And how did South African Scousberger rate his chances?
Last year we had a problem right at the start of the rally, and our objective this year is to get to the end of the rally, which is priority number 1. The first event was successful, then the second round is in our own country. Successful there, then we have to carry on.
Next up was multiple South African rally champion Hannes Squabler, making his Namibian debut in the Nissan hard-body off-road truck.
There's a lot of nice cars around here, and I'm pleased we've got Cyril here, Serge here, and a few good guys from Africa, and I think the competition is going to be very good. you know, the rally car is a lot lighter and they've got better tyres and things than us, but I think with our four-wheel drive and whatever, we've also got a good chance to win.
Another multiple South African rally champion, Serge Damso, was one of 3 drivers looking for a hat-trick of wins on this event.
We decided this year, you know, we weren't going to go for the African Championships, so we decided to keep more mileage on the A8 car, seeing the next event's quite a long event, Rally South Africa. So we need a few things to be sorted out there, I think.
11-time South African rally champion Cyril van der Merwe, a 2-time winner of this event, was entered in the 5.9-litre V8 powered Jeep.
We're not really here to win the event because we can't score in the championship. But there's a lot of guys in the same position as we are, like Hannes and a few others, Llewellyn, the local hero. So I suppose it's going to be we're going to have our own private little dice and try and upset the apple cart as much as we can as far as the real rally concerned.
The mighty 2.8-ton Jeep was too heavy and too large to fit on the start ramp and had to pull off from the slip road. Local driver turned navigator, Dippies Dippenaar, was in the hot seat next to Supervan. Satwant Singh in the Subaru Impreza. The Zambian veteran has won the FIA African Rally Championships many times, but faced a stiff challenge from hopeful newcomers John Lloyd and Skalkberger. Better known for his consistency and endurance, Singh and Kenyan co-driver Tom Muriuki made a tentative start to the event. Britain John Lloyd and Kenyan co-driver Adrian Kavanagh, like Singh, were competing in Class A8 in a Mitsubishi Evo 4, kitted out in full safari trim. The pair mounted an early challenge to post the 5th fastest time on the first special stage in town. South Africans, Skalkberger and Fitzwanepoel were the lone entry in the N4 class. Berger finished 3rd in last year's FIA African Rally Championship after winning 2 events overall and finishing 9th once, and was hell-bent on dominating the Namibia International Toyota Tara Rally right from the start. His aggressive strategy paid off, and he was the fastest rally car on Special Stage 1, 23 seconds faster than Lloyd. Undoubtedly one of the major draw cards on the event, the Nissan hardbody off-road truck of Hannes Grobler and Richard Leek. The 3.5-litre V6 powered vehicle was making its rally debut in impressive style. 8-time South African rally champion Serge Damso and reigning co-drivers champion Guy Hodgson used the event as a shakedown for the newly built Class A8 Toyota Corolla, in which they won the opening round of this year's South African Rally Championship, the Tour Natal in KwaZulu-Natal. Motorsport legend Cyril van der Merwe is a multiple rally and saloon car champion who competed with success in international sports car events like the Daytona 24-hour, which he won in 1984, and Le Mans. Huge amounts of horsepower, such as that of the Jeep, do not frighten Supervan, as he is commonly referred to in motorsport circles. Namibians Richard Himmel and Adolf Buertes acquired Serge Damso's 2000 South African Rally Championship winning Toyota Corolla, the lone contender in Class A6. This experienced crew have competed with distinction in the past. Another Namibian crew, Hannes Greno and Morne de Toy in a Toyota Corolla. Greno has competed in rallies for a number of years, and a good result was expected from this competent crew. One of 3 drivers who have won the Tara Rally twice is Llewellyn Anthony, who is somewhat of a legend in Namibia. The affable, extremely well-known Windhoek-based businessman has competed with success in rallies and saloon car racing for many years. The Zimbabweans Hannes Kruger and Tony Rowley have competed throughout Africa and been loyal Toyota supporters for many years. Kruger rarely wears shoes and in fact drives barefoot. On to Special Stage 2, also in Swakopmund Town, where a good spectator turnout was treated to some exciting rally action. Running first on the road, Satwant Singh and Tony Muriuki in the Class A8 Subaru Impreza. Next up, John Lloyd and Adrian Kavanagh in the Class A8 Mitsubishi Evo 4. London-based Lloyd had never visited Namibia before and was taking a while to settle down in the sandy conditions. Veteran South African rallyist Skalkberger retired from competition in 1995 and decided to make a comeback in 1997. The Burley and Mpumalanga-based businessman has always been known for his aggressive driving style. He and Swanepoel again set up the fastest time among the rally cars, Small wonder when one looks at the way he throws the four-wheel drive Subaru Impreza around. On board with Hannes Robler and Richard Leeke in the Nissan hardbody off-road truck. The veteran pair dominated the second round of the South African Off-Road Championship recently, and their overwhelming victory gave notice to the other off-road teams that Nissan was the team to beat this year. Supervan also campaigns the Jeep in the South African Off-Road Championship and recently finished third overall in the production vehicle category. Whoops, the quick-release steering wheel comes off in his hands. A quick stop to refit it, and he's off with a vengeance. His progress was further hindered by a malfunctioning Odo and intercom, forcing him to drive blind. Damso and Hodgson were on an early charge in the works Toyota Corolla, sporting the new corporate identity of main sponsor, Castrol. Damso's son, JP, also rallies and was competing in the Overberg Rally in the Western Cape on the same weekend. The youngster won the event overall. Namibians Himmel and Burters powered their Class A6 Toyota Corolla 1600 to the 6th fastest place on Special Stage 2. The arid Namib Desert is almost 300 kilometers wide and devoid of vegetation, resulting in numerous straight roads which brought straight-line speed into play on numerous occasions. Witness Singh and Lloyd as they power their way across the dusty desert plains. There was the odd 90-degree turn, and Berger and Swanepoel didn't even bother to back off. The conditions were just made for the powerful Nissan hardbody of Robler and Leeke, equipped with four-wheel drive, a 6-speed sequential gearbox, and over 400 horsepower on tap. Awesome. Toyota South Africa homologated the Corolla 1600 for the FIA African Rally Championship last year. Future plans are afoot to homologate the A8 version seen in action here. Damso's rally would, however, be short-lived.
We've had a very good start. The first few stages this morning we had a puncture and overheating problem, and so we tried to go further on, and the overheating is just can't get rid of it, so rather stop before we destroy the engine.
The service park after Special Stage 4 with crews comparing times and attending to mechanical problems and refueling.
This is going well so far, no problems with the car. We're going reasonably slowly, not that flat out. It's a long rally, so we want to get to the end. It's priority number one.
The Namibia International Toyota Tara Rally was a pace note event. Richard Leeke explains the advantage of using pace notes.
I think notes are very important on an event like this because you're out in that desert traveling at high speeds because of the nature of the road and the terrain. And at least with notes, you know, if there is a bump or a yump, you know, you're at least warned about this through the notes that you've already been through once. So you've highlighted that sort of thing, and attention has to be kept to that. Otherwise you could have a big accident.
Problems for Richard Himmel and Adolf Burters as the service crew push the Toyota Corolla into the service area. A concerned Himmel trudges across the dusty service area while his technicians puzzle over the problem.
I think that's a fuel problem. We lost in stage 3. Stage 3, we lost 2 minutes before we went in, and then in the stage maybe a minute because the car don't want to go.
Local star Llewellyn Anthony is one of 3 drivers to have won the Tara Rally twice. The vastly experienced Namibian is not one to underestimate the challenge that this tough event holds.
We've got a very reliable vehicle, and as the Tara shows, I mean, it's only 5 stages into the rally, and some of the big guns out already, Sarah with a broken starter, and Serge overheated. I think we are 4th overall at this stage, but there's a long day and half of a day tomorrow. So we just try to keep it cool. And like the Tara showed over the years, if you finish, you will be in the first 5.
What on earth is going on here? The Swakopmund Traffic Department set up a radar speed trap